Hello and welcome to your yoga flow for this week. My name's Megan and I'll be guiding you. We're going to start today in a seated position. So coming into a comfortable seat on your mat. I like to be cross-legged, but it really doesn't matter. Just find yourself in a position where you can sit tall, shoulders back, spine is long, and you can shut down your eyes or lower your gaze. Let go of effort and begin to tune into your thoughts and to your breath. Beginning to take stock of how you showed up today. Not putting any filter of judgment on it or on the thoughts that might pop in your mind and disrupt your concentration. Just acknowledging it, accepting it. With the holidays and the new year around the corner, I feel a little bit like I'm being pulled in multiple directions, and you might feel the same. So today I really want to focus on a grounding practice, something to help my mind focus on things that are stable, on feeling grounded within, so that when we are off our mats and we are being pulled, we can find that inner stability, strength, or calm. If there's something else that you would like to work on, take a moment to crystallize your intention for today's practice. And really start to bring your attention to your breath, making sure you're inhaling deeply into the belly and exhaling, feeling your sit bones ground into the mat. If you're not in a cross-legged position, come into one now. We're gonna start moving a little bit just to warm up the spine and our neck. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, prayer hands down the center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, prayer hands, center of our heart. The next time your hands are in the air, pause. Bring your right hand down and lean towards your right side, reaching your left arm over and above. Getting a nice side body stretch, but maintaining that grounding in your sit bone on your left side. Inhale opens up your chest, leaning back slightly. Exhale, we're closing in. Maybe following your hands with your gaze, or just having your gaze be onto the mat. Coming to stillness on your side bend here. And then slightly coming out of the bend and reaching your left arm towards the left side and looking to get a nice stretch in your neck here. So your neck is still, your right ear is still closer to your right shoulder. And you're feeling with your left arm reaching out towards the left for a sticky spot in your neck. And when you find one, just pause and breathe there. Use your right hand to gently bring your neck back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand down. Reach your right arm over and above for a right side stretch. Inhale is going to open up the shoulder. Exhale now, kind of twisting towards the ground. Finding stillness in your side body stretch, coming back to that sort of center. And coming off your left hand slightly, bringing your right arm over towards your right, reaching out and finding a sticky spot in your neck to hold. Maybe shutting down the eyes and intending your breath into that space. Using your left hand to gently bring your head back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, prayer hands to the center of your heart. Shut down your eyes and take one more moment here to crystallize your intention, to bring focus to your breath. And we'll all meet in tabletop position at the center of our mat. Tabletop position, knees underneath your hips, fingertips wide, just a few rounds of cat-cow, curling the tailbone on the inhale, drop the belly, open up the chest, look up. Exhale from the tailbone, curling the spine, doming the shoulders, looking in between your legs. Doing it at your own pace with your own variations for 5 breaths. And on your 5th exhale, coming into a neutral spine, so slight tuck of the tailbone just till you feel the belly grab for that long spine. On the inhale, reach your right foot all the way out and back and try to bring your right heel to your left bum cheek. Feeling strong here, your left arm now reaches forward, bird dog. So breathing here in the inhale, you can feel yourself elongate either side. Exhale, bend your arm and your knee and bring them to kiss in the center, doming your back. Inhale to reach, extend. Exhale, coming to center, tight squeeze. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, come back to center. 2 more times. Inhale to reach back out, and exhale, drop your hand and your knee back down. Coming into the other side, inhale, left leg reaches back, heel to bum, right arm reaches forward, big inhale, feeling yourself expand, exhale, crunch it all in. Inhale, reach out. Trying to maintain that tabletop spine so your hips are parallel, your shoulders are parallel. And 2 more times. Big inhale, reach, feeling yourself lengthen. Exhale, coming in for the kiss. Inhale. reach. Last time, exhale, drop the hand, drop the knee, and come into a child's pose. You might do a wide leg one or a regular child's pose, bump coming to the heels and reaching your arms forward. Back into a downward dog now. So in downward dog, any movement that feels good, maybe pedaling out the feet, wagging the tail, shaking out the head and neck. Feet are about hip width apart. You're pressing into the knuckles of your hands, intending your heels down, and you're curling the sit bones up towards the sky. Finding stillness, take one deep breath, big sigh, exhale. From here, big inhale, coming into our tippy toes, roll like a wave into plank. Pause at the top of your plank, exhale, bend your knees, bring your bum back, and then come into a downward dog. And we'll flow like this 2 more times through water. Inhaling into plank, slight pause, exhale, slower than you like, wind back, downward dog. Inhale, exhale. Inhale one more time, coming to plank and pausing here. From plank, drop your left forearm, then your right forearm. You're in to stay. Forearm plank now, feeling strong. Tuck of the tailbone. Shoulders separated, breathing in between your shoulder blades. Then drop the knees, drop the hips, and inhale. Open up the spine, curl your toes underneath so your feet are now flat on the mat and you're in Sphinx. Inhaling here. Noticing every part of your body that's touching the mat. Feeling grounded. Exhale to press into your feet and your forearms and lift your hips, looking towards your belly button. Inhale, coming back into Sphinx. Exhale, looking towards the back of your mat, doming your shoulders. Inhale. Warming up the core more. Exhale, doming the shoulders. Coming into this sort of plank flow variation. Inhale, Sphinx. One more time. Exhale, pressing into your feet, your forearms, feeling your core engage. Then curl your toes underneath. You're back in a forearm plank. And then plant your right hand and your left hand. You're back into plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, downward dog. From downward dog, walk your hands back towards your feet, generous bend in your knees, and we're gonna ragdoll at the back of our mat. Any variation with the hands, just letting go, feeling our feet firmly planted into the mat. Bringing your hands to your shins on the inhale, straighten your legs, straighten your back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over completely. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deep bend in the knees and slow roll all the way up to stand, vertebrae by vertebrae. Shoulders coming up to your ears and rolling down your back, and you're in Tadasana. This is going to be our only standing posture today, as we're going to focus again on being closer to the ground, closer to the earth. But we still feel our feet firmly planted down. Feel the energy coursing through our body. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, fold over completely. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands back out into a downward dog. Inhale, lift your right foot up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, take a big step through, drop your back heel. You're in a low lunge. Keeping your hands on the mat. From your position here, you can still feel to make sure that your hips are aligned, bringing your right hip back and your left hip forward. And when you find that alignment, sinking deeper into your lunge. Opening up the hip flexors on the left side. Maybe using blocks if that's necessary. Just feeling supported from the ground beneath you. Next, exhale, just use your hands to sort of push your bum back, straighten out the right leg, and come into a half split hamstring stretch here. You might need to back up your hands a little bit to sit a little taller. Hips, you're trying to keep them aligned still. A little slight bend in the front knee to not overstretch. Exhale, come back forward, lean forward, hips forward. Exhale, back it up. Straighten out the leg. Inhale, come forward, pause here. Now try to lift your left calf, your left heel towards your bum, and see if you can grab it with your left hand. Breathing here. And gently let it go. Take a big step back, downward dog. Inhale, float into plank. Pause here. Exhale, your right forearm down, then your left. You're in a forearm plank. Drop the knees, drop your hips. Inhale, come into Sphinx. Exhale, curl your, lift up your hips, pressing into your feet, into your forearms. Then curl your toes underneath, you're in a forearm plank. Left hand plants into the mat, then your right, you're back at the top of a push-up. And exhale, downward dog. You're gonna do the opposite leg. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, big step through. Right knee drops. Finding your alignment here, and then sinking your hips in forward in your low lunge. Noticing if your mind is wandering and bringing it back to your intention, back to your breath. On your next exhale, straighten out the front leg, hips back, half split. Inhale, bend into the front knee, come back into your lunge. And then lifting up your right heel towards your left bum cheek, or right bum cheek, and then using your right hand to maybe grab it, grab your foot. Gently you release your right foot down, plant your hands, big step back, downward dog. We'll flow again, inhale into plank. Pausing at the top of a push-up. Exhale, lower your left forearm and then your right. Staying in plank for a brief moment. Planting your knees and your hips. Inhale into Sphinx. Exhale, lifting your hips, looking towards the back of your mat. Curling your toes underneath your back and forearm plank. Inhale, right hand to mat, then your left, top of a push-up. Exhale, downward dog. This time on your inhale, three-legged dog, your left leg is lifting. Pausing here, feeling the weight equally grounded into your hands and your foot. On the inhale, you can feel your left heel reaching higher. On the exhale, bend the knee, big step through. We're just coming into like a crescent lunge prep here. So your right knee is still lifted, but we're not coming all the way up into that standing posture. So just looking right ahead in this pose, feeling strong. Exhale, straighten the left leg, sending your hips back, getting a nice hamstring stretch. Inhale, bend into the knee, come back forward. Exhale, straighten out the leg. Inhale, bend the knee and pause. Walk your hands just slightly forward, about a foot, and then bring the weight of your body into your left toes and lift your right foot to be your heel towards your hip. So you're kind of in a warrior three prep here. So you're parallel, you're finding your alignment within your hips. Your fingertips are just underneath your shoulder blades. Inhale to reach your arms up using your core, raising them ahead of you. Exhale, bend your hands, bend both knees, come into a tight little ball. Inhale, expand. Exhale, come back into that ball. One more time. Inhale, expand. And exhale, plant your hands down. Drop your back foot, you're back into that lunge. So from this low lunge, we're walking our way towards the long edge of our mat. And we're just gonna do a forward fold, a wide-legged forward fold. So feet are coming in slightly, your toes are slightly inwards, and you're trying to stack your hips in alignment of your heels. And just breathing here. You might be able to bring your head to the mat. Maybe you practice your headstands. Slowly start to move towards your left side now. We're going to do the same thing but on the left. So we're cutting into that lunge leg and those lunge legs. Planting your hands firmly down and just finding our alignment here, breathing here. On your next exhale, straighten out that right leg, your front leg. Getting a nice hamstring stretch. Inhale, bend into the front leg. Exhale, straighten it out. Inhale, bend into the front leg. Walk your hands out just about a foot, bringing the weight into the top of your feet and lifting your left leg. A variation of warrior three. Finding your alignment here. And once you're fully balanced and parallel, using the muscles, your core, to lift your chest and your arms up, reaching forward. Exhale, bend your arms, bend your knees, come into that little ball. Inhale, expand. Exhale, little ball. Woo. Finding your balance. Inhale, expand. Let's do one more. Little ball on the exhale. Inhale, expand. And exhale, drop your hands down. Big step back into your low lunge. And we'll come back into a downward dog. From downward dog, drop your knees. Sit your bum back on your heels. And either come into a wide-legged or a regular child's pose. Feeling the weight of our body supported by the mat, supported by the ground beneath you. Feeling your roots dig deeper with every exhale. Coming back into a downward dog. Inhale, your right foot lifts this time, three-legged dog. Pressing into the hands and foot, reaching our heel a little higher, toes are still pointed down, our hips are still parallel. Exhale, bend that knee, big step through. Actually, we'll come into a pigeon, so your left knee comes to your left wrist. And you'll try to make your shin parallel to the short edge of your mat, making sure you're flexing your foot to protect your knee, and then worming your back leg back slightly to rest your hips parallel on the mat, or maybe you're holding them up or using a block to prop. And when you find your comfortable pigeon pose, sinking fully into it. We're going to hold this posture for 5 long breaths. Making your way up and out of it. Doesn't have to look pretty. Coming back into a downward dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts just to transition. So bend at the knee, right knee towards right wrist, and come into a pigeon on your right side. Once you've found yourself in your pigeon posture, with the legs, bringing your head to your mat or to a block or resting on your hands, calling to mind your intention, calling to your mind this moment, and letting every passing thought do just that, pass by without judgment, without drawing more attention to it. And slowly coming out of it, whatever way feels most comfortable, and coming into a downward dog. from your downward dog, just walking your hands and your feet towards the middle of your mat, you're going to take a seat in the middle of your mat. Keeping your knees bent, reach your arms forward, and then on your exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly roll yourself all the way down. Your knees are bent, your soles of the feet are planted in the mat, just able to graze the back of your heel with your fingertips. We'll come into a few short bridges. So pressing your hands and your feet, your palms and your feet into the mat. Inhale, breathe in, reach your hips up. Exhale, slowly roll them down, hips come last. Inhale, breathe in, hips come up, knees forward, breathing into your chest. Exhale, roll your upper back down, lower back comes last. 2 more times at your own pace. When you've completed your last one, dropping your legs to either side on your exhale, coming into a gentle twist. Inhale, your legs come back up to center. Exhale, twist them to the other side. Inhale, come back to center. Pause here. Bringing your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a big hug, lifting your head and your shoulders. Squeeze everything in a tight little ball. Everything is engaged. Tight squeeze, and then exhale, let it all go. Come into a Shavasana, laying flat on your back. And finding stillness here. Connected to our mat. Acknowledging how your body feels after movement. Noticing how a commitment to stay in the moment, to stay grounded, is practice, but it's possible. And that we can bring this feeling of relief, of stability, with us off our mat. Harnessing that feeling in a few more moments of silence. Either staying here as long as you can, or have the time to, or you'll join me in starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes, your wrists and ankles. And rolling over to either side into a fetal position, using your arm as a pillow for your head. Taking an opportunity to say something kind to yourself. To thank yourself for this practice. And when you're ready, slowly bringing yourself into a seated position, back where we started. Thank you for taking the time to practice. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace.